For the next 10 minutes or so, you're going to be mapping your possibilities with Mahesh Mahadevan. And today is one of my first recordings, and I'm going to be sharing with you three simple techniques on how to empower your communication. So, why is communication important? Communication is a method of connecting with not only yourself, but also with the people around you. And wouldn't it be cool to master the technique of communicating? And to do this, wouldn't it be cool to know what constitutes communication and what we can fine tune with communication? So, why is this thing important? Often in a day, we reflect in self talk, and wouldn't it be cool to choose the language with which you communicate to yourself so that you can empower yourself with powerful language that will propel you towards your ambitions and goals? And wouldn't it be cool to be able to communicate powerfully with the people around you? And when you're doing this, you will notice that at the end of the day, when you have mastered communication, the skill of communication, that you are bringing more happiness into your life. And that's going to mean that your stress levels are going to drop significantly. And now you're suddenly starting to become very attractive. And if you are a businessman or a business person or a team leader, wouldn't that be truly important for you as you notice yourself becoming more attractive to the people around you? And this means that they are going to buy not only you, but also the products that you bring or offer to these people. So, communication is our doorway to happiness. And wouldn't it be cool to know more about communication? So, what is communication? Communication is the feedback that we get in any interaction. It's a reflection of congruence with yourself as to who you are and what you do. And when who you are is a true reflection of what you do, and the two overlap each other, then there is authenticity. Authenticity with the way you interact with people and the way you interact with yourself. And there's congruence. So, having learned this, it means now that we're ready to learn about the how of communication. So, wouldn't it be cool to learn about that? So, let's start. Step one. Step one is the language that we choose to communicate. By the way, language contributes to only about 7% of the way we communicate with not only ourselves, but also with the people around us. It's truly important to choose the right language when we communicate. It gives us the opportunity to have possibility and choice in our life. Rather than say, I can't, you could rather say, I won't. Or I should, you could change it to I could. Or it's a problem to it's an opportunity. Or I hope or I wish to I wonder. And when you do this, it means that you now opened yourself up to possibility and choice. And remember, the first step, language, only contributes to about 7% of our communication. So now that you mastered this, because you mastered this, we're now ready to move on to step 2. Step 2 is the tonality that we choose in our communication. It's a true reflection of who we are. And we often listen to music and we love the vibrations that come through music. And it's the same thing. Subconsciously, we tend to pick a tone in our communication, and that sends a huge message to the person who's receiving it. So why wouldn't we choose a tone that empowers your communication and is truly reflective of how you feel? And wouldn't that be cool to do that? Because the reason you need to do this is because it contributes about 33 to 35% of the communication that's received by the other person is tonality. And because you mastered language, and because you are now getting better at the art of using tonality, you now suddenly start realizing the power that it brings to you in the communication that you're having, not only with yourself, but also with the people around you. And your relationships will start growing and flourishing as a result of this. As you're doing more of this, there is one more thing that you'd like to add to this, and that's step 3. Step 3 is body language. Your body language is a true reflection of how you feel within yourself. It's an outer reflection of who you are. And oftentimes, when we communicate, our body language doesn't truly reflect the words that we use or the tone that we use. And mind you, body language contributes to about 55% of the communication channel. Having known this, in every interaction that we have, within the first 4 minutes, it establishes where you stand within that relationship. It establishes whether the person has bought into you or not. And isn't this important for you to know what body language to choose and adopt so that you can build the right rapport with the people around you? And when you establish the right rapport, when you're choosing to adopt the right body language that's truly reflecting who you are within yourself, you're now starting to connect with the other person on your own terms. And what this means is that now they're not only buying you, but they are also buying the products that you bring to offer in that relationship that you're having with that other person. So in a true sense, the very first handshake that you have with the other person communicates a whole lot of things in that relationship that you're having with this other person. The way you use your palm, it can communicate trust. It can communicate a sense of power in that interaction that you're having with that other person. Therefore, it's important that you choose to adopt the right body language. As we all know, physiology creates the right psychology. And why wouldn't you do that? To empower yourself, to build better relationships, to build that better relationship not only with yourself, but with the people around you. And as you go about doing that, you will notice that you're mapping new possibilities into your life. And with that, I'd like to congratulate you for having taken the step to be with me on this journey, mapping your possibilities with Mahesh Mahadevan. And until next time, goodbye.